let's go back out now live to church grounds. Orko Manna is also live for us. Want to go to him and see what observations and what are you hearing, Orko?
Yeah, me and Len, as Michelle mentioned, there is definitely a sense of sadness and a somber atmosphere out here. But in addition to that, there's just a lot of pride in celebrating the life of a man who touched so many here in Houston. We've seen hundreds of people come into the church without walls, between people who knew and worked with Turner throughout his decades in public service, as well as just community members. Again, as Michelle was mentioning, wearing blue, all shades of blue in honor of Turner. We saw current Houston Mayor John Whitmire, Harris County Attorney Christian Menifee, Harris County Sheriff Ed Gonzalez, just a lot of public officials come here somber, but again, ready and excited to celebrate the life of a man who, again, as I mentioned, touched so many. We also spoke with Sophia Adrogué, who is a current Texas Business Court judge. I spoke to her just a few minutes ago before this procession here is supposed to get underway, and she was telling me that she has known Mayor Turner for more than 20 years in a professional capacity through their work with the American League Foundation, but also just as a good friend. She says she became very close with Turner, so not just working with him in a professional capacity, but being one of the few people who was at the birthday celebration for his grandchild. You know, someone described as by many as someone who was someone they could work really well with, but just be a good friend with. And Sophia was kind of joking and saying, you know, everyone who met Sylvester Turner said he was like their best friend. That's how he made everyone feel, and Mia and Len, I know that you guys have attested to that as well. He was just such a bright light for so many folks, and we were talking about his history with the city of Houston, long-standing history, but he was a mayor of the city during a time when the city was going through several challenges. We mentioned those several natural disasters, including Hurricane Harvey, being a leader through those difficult times, through the COVID pandemic, someone that the city could really rely on, but also feel close to, not just, again, as I mentioned, in a professional sense, but in a sense that made you feel like his friend. And Sheriff Ed Gonzalez was talking about how he just saw Sylvester Turner at the rodeo last weekend, you know, and was able to share an embrace with him. You know, this is a man who was so down to earth for so many, but also a stalwart public figure, someone who led the city and led part of our state through some difficult challenges. And as we've been talking about, we've seen hundreds of people, both community activists, public servants, just members of the public, come here wearing different shades of blue to honor him. And this is really an important moment for so many to honor the life of Sylvester Turner as we await here the procession and await the casket to leave the hearse. But again, just a lot of different emotions out here. Definitely a feeling of sadness, but really pride in someone who meant so much to this city. I'll send it back to you.
Absolutely, Orko. Thank you so much.